As the managing editor of Farmweek over the last 8 years, with Zach's help, we've done a lot of forestry stories, all of them interesting, all of them representative of the beautiful forests in Mississippi and the hard-working, talented people who help manage the 20 million acres of forested land in the state. But the encore story you're about to watch about a tree farm in Copiah County and the 2025 Tree Farmer of the Year is extraordinary. As the man who wrote the nomination for the award said to me off camera, this tree farm is way out of the box. Though they are all beautiful, every tree farm in Mississippi is just a little different than the next. But there's one outside of Hazelhurst, south of Jackson, that's a little more different than most. And that's because it's not just a tree farm, it's 1,300 acres of breathtaking land home to the Warren A. Hood Scout Reservation. Legions of young boys and girls experienced some of their happiest memories here. Many continue to come year after year because scouting is about the land, the scouting experience, and of course the outdoor education scouts get here. Ken Kercheval is the Scout Executive and the CEO of the Andrew Jackson Council, serving 22 counties in Mississippi. He and his team manage the Hood Scout Reservation.
Visionaries before me saw the potential, and so they invested greatly into it about 15 years ago and made it the premier camp in the state of Mississippi.
The camp itself has existed since the late 60s. It's named after Mr. Warren Hood, one of Mississippi's most prominent business leaders. He deeded the property over to the council. Today, the reservation attracts scouts from all over the southeast U.S. Year-round, scouts come here to have fun, learn about the land, and in the process, help create a revenue model that every year is helping the biggest scout camp in the state draw closer and closer to becoming completely self-sustaining.
We make sure that that we're good stewards of the land, and we teach our scouts about that too. So it just makes sense to grow trees, take care of them, and make it a revenue producing program that you can then put back into the program.
They do a lot of work as far as teaching the next generation the important parts of the tree farm system. So they've got the wood, the water, the wildlife, and the recreation. And it's important for the next generation to see that, and they get it all right here at one place.
And that's the uniqueness of this tree farm. Every scouting activity you can imagine on 450 acres of the 1,300, and at least a dozen merit badges related to forestry activities and using the land to its fullest extent.
Geocaching, orienteering, using the topography of camp that makes that very impressive. To have that piece of property up and down hills and over gullies and washouts and stuff like that. Everything, even though we're growing trees for revenue, we're utilizing that property as well with mountain bike trails, hiking trails, merit badge sites deeper into the woods. We have a ropes course and a zip line through the woods. So you go high and you learn low, and you can rock climb and you can rappel. Waterfront's amazing. We got dueling water slides into a 110-acre lake. We've got the blob, where you jump off a raised area and launch your friend out into the lake. Canoes, kayaks, paddle boards, ski boat. And then we use the trails and stuff throughout camp. All the property to go trail riding the last 2 days after they've learned all the safety features. So mountain boarding, mountain biking, about anything you can think of in the outdoors we're doing out there at camp.
Stephen Dickey nominated the Hood Scout Reservation for this year's Tree Farmer Award. He's the Region 3 Tree Farm Inspector and a consulting forester. If anyone understands the value of aligning scouting with tree farming, it's him.
We don't have very many of these scout camps in the state, and this one here in particular has got a lot of timber on it, a lot of forest management. I'm very familiar with it. I thought it'd be a great nomination for Tree Farmer of the Year, and very unusual because this is more of an education and leadership development for young people type camp. They use timber and timber management as part of that education. So it's quite an interesting little niche that we have here out in Copiah County.
Davis Lovelace, byproducts manager for Weyerhaeuser, who spent many summers at this camp himself when he was younger, is chair of the Mississippi Tree Farm Committee. He helped choose this year's winner.
Not only do they do great forest management, but they also use it as an educational tool to educate young boys and girls and adults as well on forest management and just general environmental education, and they do a great job of it. And they allow others to come in, such as Tree Farm or MFA, to help promote that amongst the youth.
Revenue-wise, it's a mixture. The council uses scouting fees and fundraisers for general operating capital, short-term expenses. And the tree farm itself?
What we use the tree farm for is maintaining the capital part of our camp. So the capital structure. So if you need a roof, if you need a new building, docks, new boats, new ATVs, those kind of things, that tree farm can provide all that. We got an amazing mixture out there. Me coming from Meridian, it was pine tree after pine tree after pine tree, but that's the one thing I love about Hood Scout Reservation is we have beautiful hardwoods, and then we have loblolly, and we actually have a really good stand of longleaf pine as well.
Bottom line, the Hood Scout Reservation is magical in so many ways. A thriving tree farm, it's literally an outdoor school, one that hopefully for many decades to come will cradle the generations.
There's a lot of great tree farmers out there, so for us to be able to get it and know that we're being recognized for what we're doing feels really good.
Congratulations to Ken Kercheval and the entire team at the Hood Scout Reservation, in honor well deserved, the 2025 Mississippi Tree Farmer of the Year.